Bonjour and welcome to a new unboxing video, and today I'm going to do something a bit different. We're going to talk about something quite different actually, and to start I need to go back in history and go back to the 70s. And in the 70s in Europe there was this initiative to do an animated series which was to be educational, and it was called, in France, Il était une fois l'homme, otherwise it was Once Upon a Time Man. And the idea was, we do a cartoon with characters and they actually tell you the whole of the history of mankind, which I think is a great idea. I mean, I watched it when I was a kid, I was hooked, I thought it was really brilliant. Brilliant way to learn history. Then they were so successful, they did a second series called Il était une fois la vie, Once Upon a Time Life. And then they decided to do a third series, which for the first time wouldn't be educational, and it would be a science fiction series called Il était une fois l'espace, Once Upon a Time Space. So that was done in quite a few European countries, though. It was a co-production of, I think, 6 different countries in Europe. So some of you may have seen it, some of you may have never heard about it. But basically, Il était une fois l'espace, Once Upon a Time Space, is actually celebrating its 40th anniversary. And for that, in France, they've decided to release a box set of action figures. Yes, because I mean there were lots of action figures at the time that were released. There were lots of toys, ships, and it was really a big success. And so it's very, very nice, and I'm actually quite happy that they've released a commemorative anniversary box set of the main characters. So that's what we're going to discover today. So it was done in France, so it comes from France, from a company called Dragon Memories. They are specialized in all kind of merchandising and stuff. So when you order, that's what you receive. You receive this envelope, and then you receive the following box. Here you go. Il était une fois l'espace, Once Upon a Time Life. That's the main characters. So all those characters, you may recognize them. I mean, if you've seen the cartoon, you will remember those characters because they have quite a very specific style. So that's the box that you get with basically action figures and all kind of goodies in it. Before that, I'm going to show you this, which is also coming with the box. And they actually did, if you were among the first people to order, you were getting extra bits. So the first thing you do get is you do get little, those are like the Panini stickers, you know, that you used to have when you were kids. And so basically they actually did some commemorative Panini style images. So that's really cool that they are putting a few packs. And then you have this huge poster, because some of the episodes of Once Upon a Time Space, it's difficult for me to say it in English, I'm so used to saying it in French. They released actually in the cinema, and so that was actually the poster for the movie. So they actually did that, which I think is really, really cool. And I know that the first 100 people who ordered the box set were getting this extra lithography, which is signed by the artist, which is really cool. So I know that I've got I'm one of the first 100, because my box is actually numbered 73, because all of those boxes are numbered. But here you go, that's the idea, the little bonuses. But what you all want to know is what's in the box, because that's why you're here. So first of all, let's have a look at the box here. So at the front you've got an illustration. It does say that it's an action figure vintage pack. You do have the number here, so it's 1000 units, and I've got number 73. This is the logo for the 40th anniversary. They actually even released before I forget, they actually released a box set, a Blu-ray box set of the movie a bit earlier this year to go with it. And basically in the back you've got everything that's contained in the box. So you do have the 8 action figures, you do have apparently some 3 illustrations for lithograph, 6 pins, 10 bases for the action figures, and a little booklet. So we're going to discover what it is. Basically, they do say revivez les années 80, relive the 80s and stuff, but we're going to open it now. So you do have quite a few logos here, which are the logos of the different factions, we'll call them, in the cartoon, so including the Confederation and everything. On the side you've got the logo. Here you've got some legal information, and now we're going to open that beast. I'm actually very, very excited and quite looking forward to it. I don't know, I mean, I've seen some images, but of course it never is exactly what the images are. Always different from what you get. I find, I mean, they're always indicative, but quite often the images are either prototypes or they are not the final product. So here we go. This can be removed. So you do have the black bottom of the box, and we're going to open it. It's one of those get stuck. So here you go. This is what we've got inside. So the first thing we get is, oh, there's plenty of things inside. So let's see. You do have, first of all, the booklet. So basically it's they call that a commemorative art book, and literally it shows you all the details of the characters, so you discover all the characters from the series. I mean, this is definitely, Maestro is the most recognizable character, and there was this robot version called Metro, and you have also Peter, the main character. You've got Psy, and you've got Young Jumbo, called Petit Gros in French, and then you've got Peste with the main villain, Le Teigneux in French. I think the French name is better, and he's got his minion called the Nabo the dwarf. So basically it's a presentation of all the characters. It's quite a nice little booklet. It's very nicely done. It's quite a thick, well, it's a thin book because it's, I think, 16 pages only, but it's actually very nicely done. So that's actually a good start. Then we do have some illustration, as they had said. So that shows you how the designs in in the animated series. So as you can see, it's very cool design. I mean, it is a very good series. And then you do have another one here, which is the same as the lithograph, but the signed version outside, and this is the one that's included. Then you do have, of course, some advertising, otherwise it wouldn't be funny. Basically, they are doing they're doing a comic book version, a graphic novel version. Then you do have advertising because they are doing commemorative glasses and the stickers that I already mentioned. And then we've got the book here. We've got the rest of the box here. So the big question is going to be, do I open them or do I not open them? So they are, oh, that's very cool. So they are 375 inches tall. So that's really the regular size. I mean, it's very, very retro. They look like they've got 5 points of articulation. And you do have, so this one is Petit Gros, I think. Yes, Young Jumbo, Petit Gros. Then we do have, they actually put a lot of paper. Then you've got le nabot, the dwarf. Then you've got, there's 8 figures. Then you've got maestro. Then you've got metro. Then you've got, so basically those look very much like the one that were released at the time. I'm not sure they're exactly the same design, but I think they probably modernized them. So that's Pierrot, who is Peter, the main character. Then you've got C in French, and we're getting there. I'm getting paper absolutely everywhere. Let's try and make some space. There is more things in that box. Then we do have Le Teigneux Pest with the villain, as I was saying. And last but not least, we do have the Metro, which is a clear version, and they do say it is the vintage version. So here you go. That's the 8 figures. But then we do have 2 little boxes, so I'm going to check what's in those boxes. One should probably contain all the pins. So that's the stands. Yes, they are basic stands. They are all starry stands. So there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. There's 10 stands in there, but I mean, I know you're not really interested in seeing the stands anyway. And then we do have this other box, which should contain the pins. So we do have 8 pins with the different logos of the factions in this TV series. So this is the Confederation. I'm afraid I don't always remember. This is a 40 years anniversary, and this one here. I'm afraid I haven't seen the series in such a long time. I don't remember the names of all the factions, but here you go. So that's really very, very cool. I'm glad we're going to have a look. I'm not quite decided if I'm keeping them in the box or not. I have to admit. But I'm going to show you at least what they look like more in details. I mean, I think I'm going to keep them in the box. I do like the idea for once. I mean, those are very, very nicely done. So let's see them in more detail. So we're going to start with Maestro because, oh, is it Metro? No, it is Metro. So Metro is the first one. You will notice that they are actually unpunched, which is always nice. I really, really like those. I think they're really good fun. So that's the Metro, and on the back you do have all 8 figures in the series. Otherwise the blisters are about the same. So that is a very cool character. Metro is the robot who knows lots of things, and you do have what they call the vintage version, which is a clear plastic version of Metro. And then here is Le Teigneux, so showing it doesn't have any accessories. No, it doesn't have any accessories. Some of them have accessories. Like Pierrot actually has a gun and a holster, which I think is really cool. So here you go. That's Pierrot. And then who do we have? Sai. So the female character, main female character. Interestingly enough, this character wasn't in the previous series because all of those characters appear one way or another in the other series. I mean, Maestro or Pierrot or Petit Gros, Le Teigneux and the Dwarf are all in all the series. I mean, they come out, they're recurring characters. They play different characters, of course. I mean, it's not always the same, but basically, for example, if Pierrot was playing in the history part in Once Upon a Time Man, if Pierrot was playing Christopher Columbus, then Le Teigneux was actually the villain of the story. Maybe someone in, I don't know, at the Portuguese court or something like that. That's what I mean. So they use always the same character design, playing different characters. Whereas for Once Upon a Time Space, they are completely original characters, so they play themselves, if you see. So, but Psy wasn't in any of the previous series. I mean, it's the first time. I think that's probably the first non-Caucasian character they actually used in in the series. That even though in Once Upon a Time Man, of course, if they were in other countries or other parts of the world, the actors were actually adapted to the different parts of the world. But as a main character, an original character, I would say that's basically the first original design that they did. Then you've got Maestro here, with probably, as I said, the most recognizable character. Always, the wise old man. And then you do have the dwarf with, of course, the nasty little one. Think Salacious Crumb in Star Wars, and that's who the Nabo is. And then, of course, you've got Petit Gros, Young Jumbo, who also has, sorry about that, a holster with a gun. So I think that the only ones who have accessories are the three main. Yes, basically it's only Petit Gros, Psy, and Pierrot who actually have accessories. The three others, the five others, sorry, don't have one. So here you go. I think I can't bring myself to open them because I really like them. I'm a big fan. It's a very limited release as well, so I'm not quite decided yet if I open them or not. So I think that's about it for today. All of those sets are available. You can buy them directly on the website dragonmemories.com. Yes, dragonmemories.com. And basically you can buy from, I think, every country in the world. So they will have different prices, of course, depending on where you're buying from. In Europe, I think it's 160 euros for the set of 8. And in the UK, it's 142 pounds to get that. You do get, I think, most of the country get free shipping. I mean, in the UK, I got free shipping, and I'm sure that in France you get free shipping as well. To be confirmed. I mean, if you look on the website, you will have all the information. There's only 1,000 units of that set, and after that it will be over. It's just been released, so you still got plenty of chances of getting those. If you've seen that series when you were a kid, you will probably remember it fondly, like I did, and that's the reason why I wanted to have those toys. So anyway, I will speak to you another time. Bye.